So June 5th, 2022, second half. Okay, so we'll run through the seated extended of the Sun set. And I was talking with a friend of mine. He came to the Papukalea class. It was really nice to see him, Kung Fu student. We're both basically the same age, but he was in the club, I think, about 6 years before I was. Yeah. And he just had some time. We were chatting about something, talking about something, and he said, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "I have class." He said, "Where?" I told him where. He said, "I'll be there." Yeah, so that was nice to see him again. But I was telling him that this Sun style set that we do for this program is really good. And he's talking about moving half the year up to Arizona when he and the wife retire in a few years. I told him you should learn this program, and it's perfect. And it helps you to understand the difference between other styles, the Yang style, the Chen style, Wu style, any other style that you practice and such. But it's a very good program. And because this program, this Tai Chi for Health program, is designed for health, and while it targets seniors, it's really for everybody. But it's nice because they break it up, and there's a lot of small components that you could address, like for work or heart disease or osteoporosis, whatever it is, stress, rehabilitation. So it's just a nice, intelligent program. And there's instructors all over the world. Any of you want to get certified, let me know. I'll put you in touch. In fact, I think they're going to have certification in August. I think it's the second half of August, first half of September. The master trainer in charge of Hawaii is coming down, Elena Ferrier. So she'll be scheduling workshops and such in Hawaii. Yes, so if you're interested, or you know somebody's interested in getting certified, and yeah, let me know. It's not that hard. I'm sorry, what?
Do you know the cost for the training?
Not offhand. Yeah, I can't remember what she's charged. I haven't paid for these things in years.
I want to know, because similar to what Catholic Charities did to help get you on board, I want to maybe offer other opportunities.
Yeah, I
know the costs.
Yeah, I can find the cost. One thing I noticed about Elena is she charges much less than some of the other instructors. Well, some of the other instructors around the world, it's part of their business model, put it that way. Yeah, they make a living off of it. The institute itself has a base charge, so there's always a minimum charge of what they have to pay the institute. Yeah, so there is a business model to the whole thing, but it is. I mean, I appreciate it in that it's a self-sustaining business model, so they do have to charge for what they do. And there's always the pros and cons about that, but yeah. Okay, so again, we'll start off with the set. We'll review the set seated. Remember, it's all about relaxing, right? So what we were doing in the first half to review, practicing sinking, right? Connecting everything, sinking the legs into the ground, right? The bottom of the feet, make sure the toes are pressing in, the heels are pressing in, and they're just relaxed and spread out. You want to feel the thigh muscles activated. You could press a lot of energy or just a little energy. That's up to you. You have to experiment. But we want the joints open and loose. So see if you can focus on that today. That feeling of expansion, that internal expansion coming out of the bottom of your feet. The legs are expanding and the palms are expanding out. And as you move the palms up and down, allow for that little adjustment where it'll get lighter and heavier. But try to So try to practice what we were doing earlier, where there's times where equal amount of pressure, expansive pressure sinking in the legs, equal amount that's coming at the upper body, coming out through the palms. Right? And just do a little bit. You have to remind yourself, let the shoulders go. Right? If you feel yourself tensing, just shake it out. Just stop and shake it out, and then rejoin where we are. Okay, extend the legs. Bring the hands up. Reset the body. Nice deep breath. And exhale. Bring everything back down. Let's do 2 more times as we're coming out of the break. Lead with the mind. Drop the shoulder blades. Direct with the fingertips as you come down. Feel the spine stretching and opening and settling back. All the joints falling back into place. Just the fingertips, directing with the fingertips. Practice Wuji for a few breaths, nothingness. Let all the tension in your face go. Slowly opening your eyes, taking a nice deep breath. Letting it all out. The palms are starting to face each other. Take a second deep breath. Let it all out. Letting all the joints go, and take a third deep breath. Letting it all out. Breathe now normally. And as you inhale, commencement, pick up the ball of Qi, introduce it to your heart. Remember that full, expansive feeling. Rolling. Try to get the equal amount of pressure in the legs and upper body, the bottom of the feet and the palms, whether it's light or heavy. Relax all the joints. One open and close. Sun in the chest, warm and cool. Single whip, turning to your right. Turn and press, and then turn and open. Palms flat to the front. Single whip, moving into one sao. Switching the palms as you turn. So start turning and start switching the palms. The palms are full and expanded. The legs are, the bottom of the feet are full and expanded. One more time. Eyes looking over the fingertips. The palms are open, stretched but relaxed. Come back to center, holding the ball. Remember to move a little bit left and spiral back to the center. Right into an open and close. And then repeat on the left side, your left side. Single whip first, turn and press, flatten the palms to the front. Then keep on turning. Loosen and expand the palms, stretching from the fingertips. Same time, bottom of the feet are pressing and sinking into the earth. Relax the shoulders, the neck. Drop the elbow. Let your eyes scan right above the fingertips. Finish. Turn a little to the right and then spiral back to center. Right into an open and close. Brushing the knee, starting on the right side. So turning to your right and sliding the right hand up, breathing in. Then exhaling. Legs are still sinking into the earth. Palms are expanding. Turn. And then turn 45 to your right. Left hand rises, height of your shoulder. And cradle the ball on the left side. And parry right and parry left. Let the palms sweep through the arms. The left palm flips over and covers. Hands make a plus sign. Breathe in and grab. Exhale and turn, and let the right fist rise and punch. And then release both hands in the center. Drawing back, rolling back. Legs fully sinking into the earth. Lift the sternum. Double palms pressing. Slowly draw them back to an open and close. Repeating on the left side, brushing the knee. So turn and slide the hand up to the height of the ear. Breathing in. Drop the fingertips to the front. Exhale. Relax and then expand. Turn the palm center. Keep on turning to the right. And then 45 to the left. Pipa. Right here, cradling the pipa. Turn right. Parry left, and then parry right. Let the palms sweep and wash through the arms. Cover. Right palm flips over, under the left. Breathe in and grab. Deep breath. Exhale, turn, and left hand punches straight up to the throat, and then release both hands to the center. Drawing back. Drop your shoulder and elbow. Gather. Compress. Lift. Double palms pressing. Pushing the mountain. And bring everything back to center. Okay, repeating the brush knee on the left side, followed by leisurely tying the coat. So brush knee first. Breathing in. Then out, relax the shoulders, expand the palms, fold into the left, right hand sneaks in, and then out. Keep the elbows down, turn the palms a little bit, and then down center. Left fingertips start touching the right fist, lift right under the chin, and left hand pushes the palms out, and left fingertips create a big spiral. Drop the shoulder and elbow. Keep the palms and the feet expanded. Sink the air down. Repeat on the right side. Brushing the knee first. Breathing in and out. Fold into the right. Breathing in and out. Turn the palm center a little bit and then down. Turn the waist. Breathing in and exhale. Then inhale as you wind up. And exhale as you turn back to the front. And release and hold the ball. And then inhale. And exhale. Turning to your right. Turn and press and open, fist under elbow. Drop the right hand and turn your waist. And then turn back. Bottom hand holds a fist. And turn so the elbow is right over the fist in the center. Breathing in and out. Turn your waist. Let the right fist push out towards the belly button. And then open and release. And then folding up and turn your waist to the right. Dropping the hands a little. Repulse monkey. Fingertips, the heel of palm. Lift the sternum. Let the hand just swing to the side. And turn the palm center. Keep on turning to your left. Repulse monkey. Breathing in and out. Fingertips, then heel and expand. Make sure the feet are still sinking into the earth. You can feel the toes, the bottom of the feet, the heels sinking into the earth. Leisurely tying the coat. Fold. Elbow sticks out, and then the palms. Drop the elbows and turn the palms a little bit, and then wipe down. Right fingertips on the left wrist. The right fingertips push. Right fingertips spiral. Drop the shoulder and elbow, double palms swiveling to the front. And then release right into an open and close. Repeating on the left side. Turn and press and open. Dropping the left hand. Turning the waist. Turn back to center. Bottom hand holds a fist. Breathing in. Exhale. Turn the waist. The hand presses towards the belly button and then opens and releases. And folding it up. Turn your waist to your left. Drop your arm. Brush the right knee. Lift the sternum. Pulse monkey right. Briefly, you can look at the palm and then look straight ahead if you want. Breathing in and out. Leisurely tying the coat. As we end, have that full expansion in your palms and your feet. Feel that energy expanding and pressing out of the palms and the feet. Upper and lower body full of energy. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in, out. Drop your shoulders and palms. Palms turn right to the front and breathing in and lift the sternum. Sinking the air down and slowly bringing everything back to center. Take your time. As you let all the tension in your arms go, slowly bring your feet back, one at a time. Let everything go and gently close your eyes. Return back to Wuji. No intent. Slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together. Move your legs around. Very nice. So on fist under elbow, right? So fist under elbow, it's everything's right in the center. The lower fist is. My belly button is here, I drop down, so it's kind of, it's lined up in the center, but just a little bit lower than the belly button, between the belly button and the waist. Yeah? And so I'll be turned sideways, right? And as I turn to the front, the fist pulls straight out. Right? So as I'm turning back to the front, that pushes the fist out. So I want to feel my shoulder, blade. So as I'm turning here, I want to feel my shoulder blade drop. And it's the shoulder blade that's pushing. And it stays at this height. Don't let it rise. Right? So it just stays right there. So if the bond comes up as a reference, just turn towards me. So if her palms are folded over her belly button, as I'm coming here, and I don't let it rise, it just stays at this height. And then fist under elbow. Right, so as I'm turning here and I'm coming back, right, so let's see, you turn here, the hand drops, it turns in the center. As I turn, it just grabs right there. As I turn back, I just hold that fist up and down. If I do it from this angle, right, I've opened, I've turned my waist, it's in the center. As I turn back, it just rotates up and down. So you just rotate your hand. So it just stays right in the center. It's open, right? We open, it drops. As I turn my waist, that's what brings it in the center here. So as I turn back to the front, I just drop the shoulder and elbow and grab. So if your hands are open, right? As she drops her hand, she's going to turn her waist that way. Right? So this now ends up right in the center. As she turns back to me, she's just going to grab my hand and make a fist up. So, yeah, there. Don't drop your body. Don't drop your body. Just turn and make a fist. Yeah, just turn and make a fist. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen to me. So if she lifts her hand up, then I'm going to be upright. But if she doesn't lift her hand, right? So she's turning, she's dropping my hand. If she doesn't lift her hand, she just turns here. Yeah, don't drop your body, just turn your hand. Yeah, then I have to go down like this. Right? And then if she turns her waist and punches straight, no, this hand.
That hand?
Yeah, turn your waist that way. Yeah, and punch straight, right? So if I'm dropping down, then she can punch my face. Yeah. No, but don't raise your hand, just let it come straight ahead, because I'm already down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can see in an application-wise, right? You just want that hand down there, so it just turns right here. Yeah. So you want that feeling that as you're opening, right? So it starts off something like that single whip, right? You're opening and expanding. So you imagine you're just feeling something light over there, so that expansive feeling, and then you're guiding something down, right? And then as you turn your waist, you have to dial your hand, right? So the palm has to rotate, relax the shoulder and elbow, so let the shoulder drop, and it's dialing. So that's what's happening here. It's dialing, right? It's turning. So as I turn my waist, and that way it stays right in my center. And then as I turn back, I just drop my shoulder and elbow and I make a fist. So it stays right here. And then as I turn, it pushes straight out. As I turn, it pushes straight out to there. So yeah, don't let it rise. But that opening, it opens and it drops, and then I have to turn the body. Right? So as I turn the body, the arm comes with you. Right? So you're not pulling the hand to the side, you're just turning the body. Right? So it opens, it starts dropping, I start turning the body. So as it falls, it's starting to turn. Yeah. So they're not separate moves. Right? And then just drop the shoulder and elbow and hold a fist, what we call the hammer fist. Right? If I had a stick, the stick would be up and down from there. And then the elbow, right? You see, fist under elbow. So elbow has to be in the center, right? So you have to drop the shoulder right underneath. They're just sitting right on top of each other from there. Okay. And so when you punch, this hand stays here. So open, fist under elbow, and turn and punch. Yeah. So as I turn my waist, you can see this hand is actually just on the side of my face. Right? It's lined up like this. If I just lift my hand up, it's just lined up right here. But as I turn my waist, then it looks to be in the center of my body. But as I turn back to the side, it comes back to the side a little bit. Yeah. So that position, if you just pick up your hand and fold right there, that's where that hand ends up. So if you turn and turn, it's right there. So it's the body that's turned. So that's fist under elbow. So in the chair, it's the same thing, right? Turning and opening. So turn and open. And as we open, you start dropping your hand. So turn, and right here, start dropping your hand already and turn the waist. And then add that little bit of extra spin to the palm, coming down. And as you turn back, just drop the shoulder and grab the fist and keep on turning. So fist under elbow, and then turn back. And let that push straight out. Yeah? So just let that push straight out. Yeah. And then it just opens and then you turn. So as you fold, your shoulder will drop down and your mind will transfer to the inside of your arm, this bone up here. And you want to feel like you're guiding something back here. So, yeah, you can do from the chest. Just really lightly, she wants to feel like she's drawing my hand up. So she's coming up and turn your waist, turn, and drop it down. Yeah, see. Yeah, don't push it, don't push. Just come straight down. Yeah, that's all good. Just the shoulder blade. Turn. Yeah. So just this part here, this right over here. You want to imagine you're guiding something like it's lifting and it's guiding. Turn the waist, turn. There. Perfect. Right there. Yeah. So just lifting and guiding back. It's like it's just lifting and dropping down. And that's all part of training the intent, right? From where you send in the chi from the outside to the fingertips to the top, the inside over here. There. All right. So I've been going over the different Qigong. So let's review the lying playing with the ball first. Yeah? It's a nice one because, like I said, it's fairly easy to learn. Right? It's really only two movements, right? Circling in one direction and circling the other. Either the hands are separated or the hands are together, and it's the body that's turning. Right? So the body is turning, and while the body turns, the hand is coming in and out, right? And that's what makes the circles. And we start in the center. Right, 3 times, and then 3 times, and just the thumb and the index finger gently touch, and then you turn to your left. So if I face my back to you, right, so 3 times, right, and then 3 times, and then I'm going to turn to my left, and as I'm turning, the hands are coming in and out, so I'm making a circle on the left side, right? So 3 times, and then 3 times the other way. And then turn to my right side, and then 3 times, and then 3 times the other way. Okay? And then turn back to center, and repeat the front. So fairly straightforward. It's called lying playing with the ball. So imagine your palms are resting on a large ball. Right? A ball of energy, so just gently stretching the finger, like a large ball, Yeah, gently stretching the palms and fingers, drop your shoulders, drop your elbows, and expand a little bit. Okay? And everything has to be bent, so you have to sink down a little bit, a little wider stance, toes facing out a little bit, and as you come forward, allow your body to expand and reach. So not hunched, but don't lock that position. Right? So as you expand, you feel that expansion coming out. You can, if I turn completely side, you can see how I allow myself to come forward a little bit and then sink back into place and then come forward. Yeah. So when we do the Qigong, you can emphasize those things, emphasize the flow, emphasize that little bit of swaying. It's okay. And you're feeling that expansion and sinking back. As you relax and feel, then you'll feel how the body naturally wants to sway, which way it wants to move, which way it wants to circle, side to side, back and forth, and spirals and such. Yeah? And you can do it on the chair if you want. Yeah, the same thing. Okay, so go same side as me. So your left, your right. Okay, your left, your right. So we'll do same side. Okay, so a little bend, thumb and forefinger. Tuck your tailbone in. So we start by coming forward. Just really taking your time. Palms resting on a large ball, just gently rolling on the ground. Coming back in. Second time. Just breathe naturally. Breathe normally. And third time. And then outside in. So reverse. Drop the shoulders and elbows. And just focus on the palms. Your left side. So turn and rotate to your left. Coming out. Yeah, height of your hips. Palms are height of your waist, height of your hips. 3 times. Keep the thumb and forefinger together. And 3 times the other direction. Turning the waist. The palms, the arms are just moving in and out. Let your body, let the waist make the circle. Okay, and then turn to your right, expanding, just continuing that circular motion, but this time staying on the right hip. And then 3 times the other direction. Bottom of the feet are relaxed. Head is suspended from above. Okay, so Tai Chi posture doesn't change. Palms are expanded but relaxed. Fingertips are expanded. Then come back to center. And repeat the beginning, so 3 times. Feel yourself sinking. Remember, the palms are resting and rolling the ball on the ground. Energy ball. And then 3 times outside to in. And slowly stand. Slowly bring everything back to center. So all of these you could hold some meditation if you wanted to. Yeah. So lying plain on the ball. So very easy. It's a simple movement. But the beauty of the simplicity is it allows you to really start aligning your body, right? Sinking everything down, checking the height. And that's all the palms are doing, just stretching in there. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of walking, yeah? So we'll, you can stay seated if you want. It's up to you. Yeah, she hurt her ankle, sprained her foot the other day. And I wasn't paying attention, so we were doing a lot of walking and she woke up, her foot blew up. So I spent all of yesterday trying to treat her foot. Yeah, I was going to give her a cold treatment, and I have this little thing I bought and haven't used it so long, and all the hoses deteriorated. So spent last night buying new hoses and repairing it. I got to test it out today. Hopefully it doesn't leak. But basically it's just a little ice chest with a little motor, water pump inside, and a hose, and it hooks up to a mitt. It says for cold therapy, and hopefully this holds up. So I had to replace this hose because it kept cracking. Like, I kept trying to cut it, and it just kept cracking. I finally gave up. So all it does is, like I said, it's just a little ice chest with a water pump inside, and you just put ice and water, and it just circulates cold water, and it lasts for several hours. So yeah, I can actually buy, they actually have a boot for the foot if I wanted to, but it's good. Okay. So this continues of lying, playing with the ball, of learning how to manipulate the chi and holding the chi, right? So same thing, we'll start out at the heart, right? Always trying to remember the heart, and just practice rolling. Just slowly, shoulders drop, elbows pressing. The palms are open and relaxed, and just practice rolling that ball. If you want, you can hold something. You can either go open hand, right? Or if you have a ball, or this is what they call the Tai Chi bang stick or the Tai Chi ruler. Right? This one is really nice and light. It's rounded, right? So it would hold like that, or hold the ball, or just go open hand, or you can hold the fan. I could even hold the fan. You hold something nice and light and just expansive. Okay, so want to practice the walking. You let the feet point out a little bit, and just stepping up with one foot comfortably. So the first one is just shifting from one leg and back to the other, and let that leg pick up and sink the weight down. And as you sink the weight down, make sure you're not leaning, you're not already anticipating the next step. You find your balance, and perfect balance. You can tap your toe if you need to, and then step up, right? And then sink all your weight, so you're fully standing on one leg. And we'll just go back. As you pick up the leg, sink, right? Head is up, remember suspended, and here. So start off with the hands here first, right? And don't let the elbows flare, just rest them on the side. And we just start with the warm up to get the leg, and this will help to center you, right? It'll be just feel the most stable. So you just practice that. I'll go about 45 degrees, right? Looking straight, sternum is up and back, right? So just walking in place, but take the foot off the ground to force yourself to sink all the weight, and make sure you're not leaning, right? You transfer 100%. So 100% to the front leg, and then 100% to the back leg. So you finish the movement and then step. So you start with one leg forward, left or right. Get that pattern in, and then we'll switch. So when we switch, the front leg, just have it step back. Right? So if I face you, I step back, my front leg steps back, switch my weight to the back, to that leg now, and then switch. But as you're doing this, it looks simple, but keep your body upright, sink, find the ground, and sink. And as you step back, don't fall back. Just let the leg find the ground, so my toes find the ground, and then I shift. Release, and then my heel. And it doesn't matter for what we're doing if you go heel or toe. It's up to you, whatever's comfortable. But find the ground and then shift. And sink, right, 100%. Find the ground and then shift. Sink, all the way here, 100%. Right? Try to get yourself perfectly aligned, and then step. So when I step, the leg extends forward, not the body falling forward. Right? That's the fall prevention. Right? We're not falling forward, we're finding, and then you shift. Commit 100%, find the ground, and then shift. Yeah. So as you get comfortable, then change. Right? So the front leg just steps back and turn, and then switch. Right? So first is just practicing 100%, being relaxed in that structure, and then practicing stepping back and forward, switching the leg. So right now my right leg is forward, and then my right leg is going to step back, change my weight to my right, and now my left leg is forward. And just practice switching. So you develop that rhythm, and feel that rhythm until you can just step and step, right? So switch, and then it switches. And so you start off with 5 to 10 or whatever it is, and then switch to maybe get down to maybe 3, and then 2, okay? And then you're just switching every step. You switch every step, it's like ballroom dancing, right? That's what we're doing, ballroom dance. So once you understand the legs, and start holding the ball. Right? Either open hand or... Right? So we can do the whole drill holding the ball, or from here, starting all over. But slowly add one, then add the next. So, yeah, so either hold something. So even though she's seated, she can, let's see. So even though she's seated, she can still hold that ball. So the ball you can either just hold while you're practicing the legs, or you can start rolling the ball. So, like I said, either open hand or holding something. And so just practice rolling the ball. So as you come forward, it comes forward. As you come back, it comes in. And as you add rolling the ball, take some time to make sure you're finishing, finding the ground, and then shift. Right, 100%, finding the ground, and then shift. Every time we add something, we tend to kind of compromise what we're doing. So we add something, we don't want to take away from what we're doing formally. Okay, and then I'm going to switch my legs. So my right foot's going to step back, my front leg's going to step back, and I'll switch. Every so often you have to test yourself, okay? Test your balance. So every so often I'm going to stop and hold, make sure that I put 100% here and I'm not leaning. And I'm just going to hold that position, make sure I'm not leaning, or just slow down the movement. And then just work up until you're switching. as I switch my legs, I'm letting my body turn, right? I turn, step back, and then I turn. So then the next thing we're going to add is we're going to change of this circle. So right now we're going out, so now we'll come back in. So rising and then sinking back. As we come forward and rising, as we come back, we're sinking. When you're ready, just switch your feet again. Let your waist turn. So as you come forward, turn to the front. As you come back, turn to the back leg. Remember, sun in the chest, head suspended from above. Whatever foot is on the ground, just relax the bottom of that foot, let it sink into the earth. And just switch it anytime. And don't forget to test, make sure you're not leaning. Every so often check 100%. Am I anticipating going forward or back? Am I allowing 100% of my weight on one leg? We call it single weighted. Right, so make sure right here I'm single weighted and then step back. Single weighted, oh, right there. And now I'm single weighted. And make sure I'm finding the ground first and then shift. Find the ground and then shift. Okay, and adjust your height. What works for you. You don't have to go too low. Just as long as everything is bent. Okay? And I'm just about out of time, but what I would do is for what we're doing today, this drill, just keep that so that we're not stepping forward, right? We're just in place. So the most we're doing with the legs is switching. Right? We're just doing this switch, right? Stepping back and then forward, stepping back and then forward. And on your own, you could just step forward. But the big switch is the hands. So as the legs start going, right, one, then we'll do it with the hands. So in other words, one forward, right, and then one back, right, and then one forward, and then one back, and then one forward. And what I want you to notice is that as you practice going forward and then back, and forward and back, as you relax, it's not a perfect circle. It's not like on a circular track. You'll come forward, and then there's a little figure 8 right there. It comes back, and then it comes forward, and there's a little loop back there. And forward, and then it drops. Yeah, so you start to actually make a figure 8. So it's not just like on a straight, on a rigid track where it just goes forward and back. Right? And as if I had a circular track and you couldn't get out of the track. Right? You'll actually come forward, and then it circles back up. So it has a little loop forward, and then it comes down, and then it circles. So it starts to have that figure 8 kind of loop. As you relax, it'll come out. So forward, and then back, and then forward, and then back, and forward, and then back. So in the beginning, it might just be more straightforward, right, on the circular track, but as you relax and you start flowing, and switching leg. Yeah. So one direction, and then the other direction. One direction, and then the other direction. And at any point, just switching leg. And if you catch yourself doing 2 in a row, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. If you try to make yourself so strict, so structured on the drill right now, that's when you're gonna get like, ah! So if you do 2 in a row, just let it flow. Just learn to continue that. Don't stop. Okay? So, and then you have to let go and just allow yourself to create your own drill and see what comes out. Remember, the structured drills are to learn, right? To learn the mechanics, but you have to let go of them. And then when you do the structured drill, like if you say, oh, it has to be 3 times every time, or I'm going to do a pattern, it has to be that way. It takes a lot of thought. But that's not a bad thing either. Because you really have to understand what you're doing to structure it that way. But the only time that would be extremely important to us is only if we did like a group performance, right? And everybody had to be doing exactly the same thing. So just as long as you're changing directions and you're switching legs, right? Whether it's every repetition or so when I'm going free and I'm just moving, I might not even finish the whole circle. Right? I might be coming out and then right here already switching and then switching. So it might have all these small circles, right? So if I did it from the beginning, I might make sure, okay, 1 full step, 1 full circle, right? And then step back, 1 full circle. And step forward, 1 full circle. Right? And step back, 1 full circle, just to kind of understand and finish the movement. But as I start flowing, I won't worry about that. I'll just move 1 full circle, but then I might start moving already. Yeah. So allow yourself that freedom, right? You practice when you get warmed up. When you're warming up, just try and do it in a little structured, and then just let it flow, and that's how you come up with your own drills. Okay. All right. Oh, it's 11:30 already. Oh, finish class. So you can finish standing or seated, but I'll finish with the bell meditation. Okay. All right, last time, hands up and down. Rest your hands on your lap. Close your eyes. First thing you do is getting your body nice and straight and letting all the tension go. Listen to all your facial muscles. And all the muscles in your face just drop. Bridge of the nose, the cheeks, the eyebrows, the forehead, the jaws, down the throat, the lips, the nose, the earlobes, just let it drop. Gently check the alignment of your body. Again, make sure no tension in your face, your neck, your shoulders, your collarbone. Check that your breathing is relaxed, the throat is open, the lower belly is expanding and contracting by itself as you breathe. Relax the hips, all the pelvic joints, relax the knees, the ankles, the toes. Slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together, loosen your legs. Warm up your face and gently brush your scalp with just your fingertips. When you do your scalps, make sure it's your fingertips and not your fingernails. Yeah, then tap, same thing, fingertips tapping. Center to outside, front to back. And then back of the neck. Just on the side, not on the bone, but just on the side of the sternum. You tap the bone, if you tap the bone, just tap really lightly, yeah? Just at light vibration, not heavy. Yeah. And then pull those muscles away from your vertebrae. And turn your head. Make sure you get all the way up into the occipital, at the top of the spine. Just drop your hand down. When you do some of these stretches, they really reveal where all the knots and tension is. Okay, take a deep breath when you're ready. Let the arms just hang at the side, let the legs extend. Try to get yourself nice and aligned, but let everything go. Nice, deep, relaxed breath. Throat is open, belly is expanding. And every time you exhale, just let everything go. All the joints go. all the tension go. Okay, your right hand, your right fist, left palm, thumb folded. Hey, thank you. Another Sunday. What is the health benefit of the last drill exercise? Which exercise are we describing?
The one that you holding the ball, step front and then step back.
Oh, that one that we're doing.
Yeah, the last one.
Okay, so there's multiple things going on, yeah. So holding the ball. When we do the Qigong and we're playing with energy, we're constantly trying to develop that sensibility of, as we do this, the feeling the Qi and manipulating the Qi and cultivating the Qi. The palms facing each other, that's part of it, right? The heart centers aligned. So when you hold a physical ball, that helps create that more concrete experience. So you have to compare whether you're holding an empty hand or whether you're holding something light. And if you're doing more and more advanced, you would try and train with somebody. So you really have that feeling, yeah, manipulating nature. So as we're rolling the energy, we're rolling the ball, we're manipulating the Qi. And it's just like the opening of the sunset, right? Picking up the Qi, and then same thing. It has, just said it only does it one time, and into the body and out. So when we do the Qigong drills, we're doing repetitive nature. So we're learning to cultivate the Qi into our body. We're learning to, we're practicing timing the movement, right? Breathing in and out. We're learning to lead with the mind, and we're learning to manipulate the Qi in different directions. So although we're just going in one plane, eventually this is going to become more of a spiral kind of movement. So just a lot of coordination probably is the first thing, right? Coordinating, sinking the weight, and then coordinating hand and leg, and then coordinating the breath, timing the breath, and leading with the mind and intent, and then learning how to switch directions, right? How to switch directions, and then how to easily switch directions so it becomes a figure eight. So one of the, I call it a jokes, but one of the jokes or riddles is, like one day it just hit me. It makes so much sense that when we talk about Tai Chi and Qigong, every straight line is a curved. Every curve is a straight line, right? There's no straight lines. It's all circles. So those are sort of the riddles. So when we first do structured, right, we just have this straight line. It's a circular straight line, but it's just really tracked, right? If I had a track, right? If I designed a track and I couldn't go out of that, and it's just to kind of discipline myself, but eventually it starts to just circle and free, right? And then it becomes 360, right? So as I'm turning my waist, I start to expand that. Right? If I don't turn my waist, it's right here. But if I start to turn my waist, it's still in the center. But now it becomes this 360 spherical, right? And then the sphere becomes spiral. So the first thing is just learning how to transfer, right? Fully transfer, be upright, be fully balanced, keeping everything bent, learn how to relax. So there's some therapy going on in there. Oh, right there, see, I didn't transfer all the way. I don't know if you could see, like right here, I'm kind of holding, now 100% sunk. So it's revealing to me too. If I'm going to fall, it's because I didn't, I'm still lifting, I'm off balance, I didn't let myself sink. And I'm going to fall because I didn't find the ground first. Right? It's because I'm rushing and I'm leaning and I'm falling from there. Okay? But holding the ball is that learning to manipulate the chi, cultivating the chi from here. And the more advanced you start listening to your shoulder blades, the whole body mechanics, and then learning to hold it as light as possible. And then you also have measurement, and that's why they'll call, when you hold an object, right, it's a discipline. It's a discipline of an equal measurement, right, that you're holding all the time. But even within that, you can feel, if I hold the wood, you don't see it, but if I hold a ball, right, then the ball gives a little bit. Right? So I have some compression and some expansion. So even if I hold the stick and the stick doesn't compress and expand, I can still feel it inside that I can still compress and expand from there. But probably, I keep coming back to this, probably the first thing is just that timing and balance. Yeah? Just the timing of hand and leg, of breathing, timing the breathing, and then holding the chi, manipulating the chi. So you're rolling the chi into your body and out, right? Into your body and out, and then relaxing the breath, so breathing from the top of your head and sinking into the earth. Sorry, there's simple answers, but it's never that simple because it's so expansive from there. I hope that makes it a little clearer.
Yes, I noticed that when you're holding the ball, you kind of have to pay more attention. You know how you make your movement.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
thank you very much.
Yeah. So it's that coordination thing, right? I mean, I could take it to a very, very therapeutic level, and if I'm working on a balance, I could take out. This is a 12-pound medicine ball, right? So I'd really be working more in strength building and my balance and alignment correction. I can do the same thing, but now this is 12 pounds, right? I can't just do anything. I have to really make sure physically I'm aligned. But the more relaxed I am, it's still Qigong. Right? It's just that now I've added more resistance training to it. I still have to relax the joints. I still have to be aligned. But if I'm not balanced because I'm carrying weight, now it's not forgiving, right? If I come here and I start leaning, that weight's going to just throw me down. So I have to really hold that posture, and then I can shift. Have that balance, find the ground, and then shift from there. Okay, I'm gonna.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I like when you have questions because it challenges me, right? And do I know what I'm talking about? And if I don't, I have to go find the answer, so I can bring you a proper answer. Yeah. Then there's always every answer has or every question has so many different ways to look at it. Right? Somebody will always say, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And somebody else will go, oh, that's exactly what I feel. Oh, that's perfect. So it's really based on experience and things. There. Okay. All right, thank you everybody. I'm gonna go turn off my camera. You can turn on your